Egypt and the classical world cross-cultural encounters in antiquity. The Kellis Mammisi, a painted chapel from the final centuries of the ancient Egyptian religion. Unconventional in an Egyptian temple. The Mammisi building is remarkable, and two aspects of the decoration make it unique. First, it is completely painted using two different systems of representation styles. A dado of classical paneling is painted below, surrounded by vines and with a series of different birds depicted within each panel, which also includes a mostly vandalized Medusa head in its center. Its dating is probably early 2nd century AD, based on the style and colors of the paintings, which resemble those of the richer houses at Kellis from the early 2nd century. The Medusa heads are a known feature of classical panel decoration and are also present in Roman temples in Italy of the 1st century. Greek influence was important in the oases already from an early time, and it is one of the distinguishing features of the local culture, where it is more dominant than in the Nile Valley. The clearest indication in archaeology is the widespread adoption of Greek ceramic forms in the oasis during the Ptolemaic period. 29. The adoption of Roman-style wall painting should not be a surprise, therefore, even though their appearance in an Egyptian temple is totally unexpected. Above the classical paneling are 4 registers of Egyptian-style images and hieroglyphs. The reconstruction of the vault is now largely completed, and nearly every detail can be reconstructed from fragments. This twofold scheme is unconventional in an Egyptian temple, and it requires an explanation. I have argued elsewhere that there was a greater freedom from decorum in the oases, which may have fostered the creation of this original shrine, but I am now convinced of a more specific motivation for its conception. A cultic niche situated in the back wall of the Mammisi resembles the Lararium niches, or aediculi, found in Roman houses in Egypt as well as in Italy, even though no examples of such niches are as yet known from the houses of Kellis. The niche in the Mammisi had modeled pilasters on either side and a plaster conch shell within its arched upper part. This domestic element is striking and unparalleled within an Egyptian temple context. 33. Beneath the niche was an apron, a console with a projecting platform, on which divine statues and other objects could be placed. This element had originally been attached to the wall using wooden pegs, but it became detached during the collapse of the vaulted roof, and its remnants were found on the floor underneath the niche. The apron was reconstructed from fragments, and its decoration is striking. It is known to have been symmetrical in shape and decoration, even though the left end of the apron is lost. The decoration shows a large central calyx of an acanthus leaf on a white background, with floral extensions on either side combined with the effigy of a winged naked youth Eros, holding bunches of grapes. The presence of these putti has a parallel on the apron of a domestic aedicula found in a late Roman house in the Dakhla oasis. The parallel has two seated Eros figures facing each other, and their presence in a private house indicates that the Eros figures were not specifically selected for the Mammisi, but belong to the architectural form and general significance of the Aedicula. Only the Eros on the right has been preserved on the Kellis apron. The grapes in his hands echo the vines surrounding the dado panels on the same wall. On either side of the central acanthus leaf, open lotus flowers are depicted, an Egyptian element that probably refers to the statues to be placed on top of the platform. In accordance with the cultic function of the Mammisi, it is likely that statues in Egyptian style of both Tutu and his mother, Knife, were present, placed above the two lotus flowers depicted on the apron. Egypt